Rassie, South Africa haven't beaten New Zealand at a World Cup since 1999. 5 losses on the trot since then. I know you were only part of one, but has there been any chat within the team about why that could be and how you guys want to sort of rectify that?
No, it feels like that question could have been asked a few days uh, ago as well, with regards to Pakistan. So no chat really about that. I mean, that's all in the past. We don't really carry any of that with us. Tomorrow is a new game. It's two pretty strong teams on form going against each other, so it should be a really good day.
Just personally, how have you found the World Cup and your own form? Are you pleased with where you're at?
Yeah, I would say I'm relatively pleased. I've had an innings or two where I've contributed, and I think the really positive thing about our batting lineup at the moment is different guys are contributing. Obviously, Quinny's leading run scorer, and Aiden is right there. But around them, we've had different people contributing in different times, and that's really reassuring for us, the batting unit, to know that on different days, different guys might fill up different roles, and sort of carry the responsibility. Um, but yeah, I'm reasonably pleased that as we hopefully go into the business end of the tournament now, you want to be really at 100%, and yeah, I think most of our guys are in a pretty good space.
Rassie, I realize it's part of the process that you take things one day at a time and one game at a time. But is there a thought somewhere that tomorrow's game is about who plays who in the semis?
No, not at all. I think the beauty of this World Cup has been that there's been some upsets. It's really difficult to predict who's going to beat who, and how the results are going to unfold. So certainly in our camp, there's no real chat about it. We really have been good in taking it one game at a time, and it's no different for tomorrow. It's there's a much stronger focus on focusing on our processes and how we want to go about that. We've fallen short at times, and we've been really good at times, and sort of shutting out all the World Cup permutation, if I can call it that. We've been really good at.
Rassie, you guys have spoken quite a lot about not carrying baggage or talking about things like not beating teams since '99 or whatever. But how do you actually do that when people mention it to you? Do you just ignore stuff, or do you how do you actually not carry the baggage?
No, I suppose it's about just acknowledging and accepting it. It's um, after that Dutch game, we took a lot of flack from back home, and certainly in the media as well. And there's no use in delving too much into it. You just got to accept it and move on. And from our side, you realize that there's people at home and fans that's been really scarred by previous performances of South Africa in World Cups, and you can't really criticize them for feeling that way. For criticism to come from, I suppose, a place of hurt where they've seen that movie before. So, but personally, and I think it goes for about probably most of the people in our squad and management team, that we haven't lived that, so it's not really applicable to us. It's not something that, obviously, watching growing up, there's things that happen, and they love replaying the scenes whenever we take the field, and that's fine. But it's really not something that's affecting us. It's part of history, but it's certainly not part of us as a team.
Rassie, just coming off that first question there, do you, as a side, take any inspiration from the Springboks, not just in potentially beating New Zealand, but also going all the way here?
Massively. We were all watching it at 2:30 in the morning. The final, actually, the previous 3 games, we were all there in the team room watching. We take massive inspiration from them, massive learnings and lessons from them as a team, how they go about what they do, what they stand for, the purpose they play for. I think Sia mentioned it in a press conference that if you're not from South Africa, you don't really understand what it means or what sporting achievements mean for the people at home and for us. So we definitely take massive inspiration from that. We know a lot of those players personally as well. A lot of the guys in the team knows as friends that plays in that team, and to see what they able to achieve is it's just really inspirational. And I think the realization for us is that we know different. Yes, we haven't won World Cups, but if we do manage to get there at some time, at some stage, it'll be really an honor for us to be mentioned in the same sentence as those guys.
Rassie, Temba mentioned that you guys have a template when you bat first, and you don't really have a template for run chases. Could you just expand on that and explain to the layman what exactly is that template when you bat first, and what needs to happen when you bat second?
I think yes, we have a blueprint in inverted commas, but it's about fundamentals of building a 50 over innings. It's been big for us to set the base up at the top and really give guys like Mark Heinrich and David the platform to be at their most destructive, and that's something that's been working well for us. And the challenge is for us to emulate that when we're batting second. We did obviously against Netherlands. We didn't manage that. The other night we managed it at stages. But I think to see it in that sense, it's almost a positive for us because we've been so good at batting first. Once or twice that you don't get the chase right, then it gets highlighted. Whereas if you look at the past 18 months or so, 18 to 24 months, we've actually chased pretty well. So I suppose people are always going to look for the negatives, and that's fine. But I suppose the challenge for us is to emulate what we do batting first when there's a score to chase.
Rassie, you were there in 2019, and it was quite different situation, the same stage back then and now. I was just wondering, what sort of, is there anything different within this group, maybe like psychologically or whatever it might be? Is there something different from now than it was then?
Yeah, I think there's definitely something different. I think the situations we faced in the past 4 years, whether it be COVID, whether it be Black Lives Matter, SJN, various political stories that we've had back home and had to manage as a team has really forced us to pull together as a team. That's the one aspect, and really as I suppose at the effect of us being really tight off the field as well, we really knowing each other intimately. And the other fact is, as a group, we've been actually playing together a very long time. If you look at, it's almost between any two members of the squad, there's a real connection. You can find some sort of connection somewhere. If you look at the batters, we've been batting together for a long time. If you look at, for example, Quinny and KG, they've been playing together since young. Same with Temba, same with myself, Riza. So I think there's definitely something different in this team. Of course, when you're in it, I suppose you do feel it, and I think we're blessed in a sense that we're in a great space now. We've had to deal with quite a lot of controversy over the last 3 years, so that's really put us in good stead.
You spoke about the chase aspect of the matches, and I want to go back to that Pakistan match. Without sounding negative, as you said, did that match kind of expose any chinks for you, or come as a kind of a wake-up call to shake up from, because you have been doing so well until that point of time?
Yeah, I think we're not happy with that performance as a batting unit and as a batting collective. What is a positive that we didn't play our best cricket at all, especially from a batting sense, and we still managed to get a win, and that's always a positive. If you look at the Springboks, how they especially won against England, it was pretty scrappy, but they got across the line, and for us that's a similar result against Pakistan. So we know we are a lot better than that. We know we want to be a lot more clinical in a chasing situation. It's very clear to us where we went wrong and the mistakes we made. So we're not shying away from that, and it gives us confidence knowing that we still got over the line. And when we do get in that position again, hopefully the decisions that we make and the options we take will be a lot better.
Sorry, Rassie, I know you're getting asked about the Springboks a lot, but you spoke about Sia saying, if you're not South African, you don't understand what it means. And we've seen a lot of ads where like the Boks are dedicating their performances to their hometowns, their grandparents, whatever. If you have to speak like from your heart, what does it mean? How can you explain to other people what does it mean when you're South African to represent the country that you represent?
I think for me, it just obviously coming from a very divided background in the last 70 to 100 years, those sort of mindsets are still quite entrenched in a lot of communities and a lot of older generations. And I think that what the Springboks and what sport shows us is that as a country, as South Africa, how when you do get things right and you do things the right way, and what you can achieve. End of the day, I think good things happen to good people, and that Springbok team sort of that's what they are. They're all hardworking, good South Africans with a real humility about them, a real hunger for success, and for me, it just certainly shows that when you're willing to put differences aside, what's possible for a country like ours.
Rassie, I just wanted to ask you about your role.
Thanks for the biltong, by the way.
I'm not sure I'm allowed to bring it in, so you maybe not say that.
It's in already, and it's
Okay.
been disposed of. So,
Okay, right. As far as the batting blueprint's concerned, do you think that you've been cast in the role of doing the dirty work and the work that you don't often necessarily get thanked for? You sort of set it up for Classy to monster it at the end, and David and whatever. I mean, your job is to bat time, see off the new ball, absorb pressure, and nobody really kind of says thank you for that.
Yeah, I think myself, Quinn, and Temba often joke about it, saying we're the reason Classy and the guys get millions at IPL because they can come in and hit sixes at the back. So, no, but it's. It is a role that needs to be done, and from my side and the other guys as well, we're really happy to be doing it. Us, in our team, there's a sense of it's what's the word I'm looking for? English, not my first language. No, it's fine. It's amazing to see what you can achieve when it doesn't matter who gets the credit, or when you don't care who gets the credit for getting the win or getting over the line or putting in a good performance. So there's a real sense of that in our team, and if that's going to help us win matches and win the World Cup, then I'll be happy not to be thanked for that.